This video is going to be an overview of a cute southern Michigan town called Chelsea, starting out here on the border-to-border walking and biking trail. Currently broken up into several smaller sections, the border-to-border trail will eventually span the entirety of Washtenaw County in the northwest Waterloo State Recreation Area, all the way down to the southeast and Ford Lake just south of Ypsilanti. Place to start a walking tour of Chelsea, Michigan is on the Clocktower Plaza on the north end of town. This is located just behind the Clocktower building, which you can see off there in the distance. That thing was originally built in 1907 as a water tower. It stands as the landmark of the city to this day. Coming around to the Clocktower gazebo, this part of town also marks the start of the Chelsea Sculpture Walk, an annual exhibit of local artists with sculptures scattered around the town. And as I go, I'll show you those and point those out as we walk. Around to the front of the clock tower, the centerpiece in town, again built in 1907 as a water tower, now hosts several shops, and you can rent part of this out for a wedding venue. The second landmark in town, right across the street, is the Jiffy Shop, which I'll show you in a little bit after we take a cruise through the downtown. As you cross the railroad tracks heading south, you get to downtown proper. The first little store off to our left is a small grocery store featuring local produce and products called Agricole. Now heading into downtown proper, Chelsea has a long history in southern Michigan and a lot of iconic buildings in the historic commercial district here. Originally founded in 1834, it was named Chelsea in the 1850s. It grew quickly after Michigan Central Railroad built a line through the town and remained a major agricultural and trading center into the mid to late 1800s. Most of the buildings that you see here now were built after a large fire in the 1870s, with many of Chelsea's iconic buildings being built during the beginning of the 20th century. The downtown was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 2011. It's now a cute little Midwestern town. The downtown street, lined with historic buildings, are now homes to cute shops, restaurants, and cafes. A lot of great restaurants in downtown Chelsea. We just passed the Common Grill, that building off to the right with the big C in the front of the building. Coming up here on the left is Smokehouse 52, because this is on Highway 52, a great barbecue restaurant right in the middle of downtown. Now taking a left off of Main Street onto Park Street, we're going to see the third iconic landmark of downtown Chelsea coming up here on our left. First, we'll do a quick walk by behind this interesting stone building, the United Methodist Church. This has been here for over 100 years. The stone version of this originally built in 1900. And then as we cross the street, we'll come around one of the staples of the downtown art scene in Chelsea. This is the Purple Rose Theater. It's been here for over 30 years, originally founded by Jeff Bridges in 1991. And then coming past the theater over here on our left, we have another art installation as part of the sculpture walk. This one is titled Homage to Matisse by Mike Sohikian, who is honoring the 19th century Impressionist artist. Coming around now back down to Main Street, another iconic building in town. It's now home to the McCune Memorial Library, but this was originally one of the first buildings in town, the Elisha Congdon Mansion, built in 1860. This was the founder of the town who ended up making history when he offered a free plot of land to the railroad to build a depot on his land. And now we're just coming up on downtown Chelsea from the other side. I kind of wanted to show you this side of downtown, Main Street, heading north just past Bumble's Common Goods here. This is the Common Grill off to the left. And then you can see the water tower off in the distance, which is where we started our downtown walk. We're on the corner of Middle and Main Street now, looking north off to the Clocktower. I'm going to take a left down Middle Street here, another small side street that I think is worth checking out. A lot of really cute shops down here. One of my favorites being the Potting Shed. It's that brick building off on the right with a little spire on top. Now coming around to another sculpture on the sculpture walk. This one is called The Day of the Big Dance by Jeffrey Bowl. And if you hear over the summer, this is an event that they do in Chelsea every year at the end of July, the Sight and Sound Festival. Definitely worth checking out. It's a large festival of music, car show, art market, a lot of stuff going on. Nearing the end of the downtown right now, we're on Main Street headed south. That's the Ugly Dog Distillery off in the background to my left there, a local micro distillery founded in 2009. And as we come upon this last park here, the Palmer Commons, this will end the part of the tour in the downtown. I'll take you off to a couple of areas, hikes and parks near the Chelsea area. Chelsea has a couple of parks in the city that I think are worth checking out, especially if you have kids. Right here, we're on the north end of the town. This is called Timbertown Park, and named that because of this large wooden structure playground. Luckily, there was no one here, so I could just walk around and film and show you this pretty cool playground. I'm up on one of the big towers right now. I'll give you kind of a bird's eye view of this whole thing. It's really quite gigantic. It's an entire structure with all kinds of stuff going on, places to play and explore. It's a pretty cool building. Next, Veterans Park, just right next to Timbertown. Another cute little park. It's small. Little river here running through town. Little bridge. Also called Boat Park because of that small wooden boat playground off in the distance. And coming up on our left is the actual Veterans Memorial where the park was dedicated to a tribute to the armed forces. And of course, a visit to Chelsea would not be complete without taking a swing by the Jiffy plant, the Chelsea Milling Company. This thing has been around since 1901, a local staple of the town. Unfortunately, they're not doing indoor tours of the facility right now, so I didn't have a chance to go inside. Chelsea has some amazing natural areas around it that are definitely worth visiting. I'm over here at the Waterloo Recreation Area right now. This is the Discovery Center hiking trail part of it. This thing is the largest state park in the Lower Peninsula of Michigan. It has a ton of hiking, biking trails, 11 lakes, and a ton of activities. If you have time, you definitely want to hit up the Gerald Eddy Discovery Center. There's some really great displays inside talking about the habitats and geology of southern Michigan. Behind the Discovery Center now, just some great views of the forests, looking out down the hill onto the Waterloo Recreation Area. And then just to show you what it looks like inside the Discovery Center, really cool little building here. It's got a lot of information on the animals and birds of the area. Looks like some sandhill cranes off to my left. A lot of exhibits about the geology. I'm going to end the tour over here at the Lake House Bakery where we stopped to get some pastries. Again, I hope you enjoyed this tour of Chelsea, Michigan, a cute little town in the southern peninsula of Michigan. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. And again, thanks for watching.